Hi, this is MC of Comfy by George. I come every Friday and Sunday to talk about how we can live longer into our older years, functional both with our physical self and our mental self. And that's really important. And you know what? It takes doing something daily to make that happen and being aware. Self awareness is critical. I'd love it if you consider subscribing to my channel. I'm here again every Sunday and Friday, bringing all kinds of tips from research and medical education that I've been involved with for the past 30 years. Okay, so if many of you have been following my channel, you know that stress has been an enemy of mine because I've had to have 2 surgeries in less than 60 days. And then recently, my poor sweet pet, Sweet Pea, my little Havanese Shih Tzu, had to have his left eye removed, a surgery this past Tuesday. So let me tell you, stress is at a high. And whenever I have stress, the old habits that get triggered, such as emotional eating, show up. And it's all about sugar with me and my emotional eating. It's like, where is the ice cream? Where is anything that is about sugar? I've worked hard to figure out things that make me feel comforted other than sugar. And I know all the good things that you're supposed to do. Meditation and breathing exercises, take a walk, journal, do anything, that will help you deal with your stress other than consume large amounts of sugar. And it's difficult because it's an old habit of dealing with stress. And this has been extraordinarily stressful. So I found a couple of things that seemed to be helpful. There was some sugar-free, there are these vanilla sugar-free wafers that are pretty decent. I've been eating some of those. And I also found this wonderful it's like a frozen yogurt that's very tart, but has a little sugar in it. And it's very satisfying. And so there's something about it that was really helpful. But meanwhile, the truth is I have to remind myself that sugar really is the enemy. It is such an enemy. Because when you think about it and you enter the grocery store, what's so sad is that the added sugar that surrounds us in the grocery store, 70% of the products in the grocery store have added sugar. And that's rough. Added sugar is just everywhere. And I think I try to remind myself when I'm having these stressful situations of how evil sugar is and that it's not my friend, sugar. And sugar comes in many forms, which is difficult because it's not just the added sugars such as sugary drinks or in other kind of well-known high-calorie foods like ice cream, but it's in those hidden kind of products that you have to look for that you don't realize have so much sugar. Because the truth is, we really should only consume about 7 to 9 grams of sugar a day. And that's not much. What is that? That's like maybe, I think it's like a teaspoon a gram, maybe not quite, maybe a little less or more, but almost. But that's not a lot. You can eat some raisin bread and already you're halfway through your sugar allotment for the day, practically. I'm looking for opportunities to eat something that has zero sugar in it. And the Chobani Zero Sugar is pretty decent. They've got a brand out there and it's nice. It's a little costly. I think it's $2 something a container. So the Chobani Zero Sugar is good. And then looking for things that have zero sugar in them that feel satisfying. So I've been working hard to keep myself occupied by cooking vegetables and fruit, like some sweet cherries. The cherries are delicious now. Watermelon is delicious now. I had some amazing cantaloupe that was very satisfying. And even those have sugar in them, the fact that you're eating them, they have a lot of water, it has a lot of fiber. And so it's not as detrimental. It's not so terrible for you. But it is challenging because when you think about added sugar, it puts at risk my weight loss. I have a 50-pound weight loss I want to maintain. It puts at risk the fact that I don't want to catch or increase my potential of having insulin resistance and suddenly leading into type 2 diabetes, which my father had for many years and suffered blindness and heart problems and difficult with his joints. Heart disease, that's part of the problem with sugar. It's about heart disease. It makes a problem of increasing your triglycerides, which is a problem. And those are risk factors for heart disease, blood pressure, inflammation of the arteries. All of those contribute to heart disease. Also, these things contribute to fatty liver, which is this hidden problem that you have. And it's something that'll catch you when you least expect it, because it takes a while for it to show up in the health wellness visits that you have once a year with your doctor. And so, you have to be someone who's made the decision. I am going to do things daily about understanding the actions I need to take when I am eating and moving in my daily activities throughout the day. And I know that sugar is an issue because it also can cause you to have this roller coaster of energy. You eat the sugar, you feel energetic, and all of a sudden you crash. So it'll make you feel lethargic. It'll make you feel more moody. Maybe you're up for a minute because you've had some sugar because of the stress you're under, because your pet had to have surgery like myself. And guess what? After the sugar, you crash. Then now you're back feeling terrible and you have no energy and you can't focus. Sometimes we really have to look at how sugar contributes to our moodiness when we're going through a stressful situation. I think we all know that sugar is not a great thing. And I think for me, I'm a little addicted to sugar and I work really hard and I have gotten better, I have to tell you. If I am eating sugar products or sugar, I try to make it a fruit. And I am going to try and make this weekend something that replicates this lemony tart yogurt frozen thing. I think I can do something blended that makes me feel like I'm eating something very similar to that. That would be satisfying. So, what is the ultimate message? If we're going to eat something that is sweet for our stress, which is what I'm going through, I'm focusing on those things that are whole foods, they're fruits, and that's what I'm working towards having. Cherries, blackberries, blueberries. If I'm going to make something for these protein pancakes or my protein oatmeal, I made a blueberry strawberry compote, which is very little sugar and lemon, and I just cook it a little bit. And so the whole berries are still there. I did that. And I don't have them processed, so I don't drink. I'm not eating processed foods except for that really bit of a fall back into the frozen yogurt. And then I'm trying to break myself of that. It's not easy. I'm working on it. I think we all are, especially when you're going through severe stress. This is a stressful time, and I'm working every day to let go of products that have any added sugar. And I need to think about what those products are. And most of them are sweetened beverages, baked goods, desserts, candy, chocolate, ice cream, yogurts, pudding, sauces, dressings, condiments, bread, and packaged foods, any kind of flavored milk. Even in our plant milk, there's some hidden sugar. We need to watch for those ingredients that say high fructose corn syrup. We need to watch for the ingredients that say even agave nectar or cane sugar or syrup, maltose, dextrose, glucose, fructose. Fruit juice is another one that you'll see and you think, oh, fruit juice, that's a fruit juice concentrate. It's deadly, it's sugar. So that's really the truth of it. And any of those are going to be too much sugar, especially if we're really working to stay within moderation of 7 to 9 grams a day. Take a look at the food you're eating and see how many grams of sugar you're eating per day. I think you'll be surprised. I know I was. I'm not anywhere near 9 grams. I'm in the double figures. So be well, my friends. If you're going through a stressful time, I totally get it. But be kind to yourself. Embrace where you are. Embrace that you'll make better choices and move forward. That's all we can do, right? When we're going through a stressful time, is just embrace ourselves exactly where we are, offer kindness, offer patience to who we are, and know that tomorrow's another day, or even the meal tonight is another meal, or your snack, whatever snack that is. Just, we will make it a healthier choice for us in the long run. If you want, please subscribe. I'd love to see you here. I hear every Friday and Sunday. I would love for us to have a conversation about how do you manage stress when you're challenged with difficult things in your lives. I know this has been a real couple of months of rough stuff for me. So check me out, as I said, every Friday and Sunday. And again, I would love to see you here. Think about subscribing. We have this one precious life. Let's live it to the fullest into our older years, both physically and mentally functioning. Bye-bye.
So thank you so much for joining me at Healthy by George. I hope you found the information inspiring and that it encourages you on your wellness journey. Because remember, your body, your well-being are a most precious gift, and every tiny action taken daily can make a huge difference. I hope the information here is educational purposes and is not meant to replace your medical care. See your doctor and talk about what works for you. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me continuing creating content that inspires and empowers you to live your best life. Goodbye for now, and join me again at the next Healthy by George.